I got a fun idea for a video today. Since we're a design channel, I thought it'd be fun to take a look at all 50 United States license plates and rank them from best to worst. I do want to say this is not an original idea. I've seen this done before on YouTube, but we're a design channel, so I thought, why not take a stab at it? So without further ado, let's jump into it. I've got all the state's license plates right here, and we're going to go alphabetically through and just decide what we like and what we don't like. I know the plates get updated sometimes too, so if any of these are out of date, let me know in the comments below. So the first one we have here is Alabama. Overall, I like the composition of this one. It's got a lot of going on. I will say I've been to Alabama a couple times, but this is probably not what comes to my mind when I think of Alabama. I know they're on the coast a little bit, but that's just not what comes to my mind. Anyways, that doesn't matter. Overall, design-wise, I think it's nice. We've got some nice typography up top. We've got some good imagery at the bottom, good contrast with the colors. I think this one's actually pretty good, so we're gonna put this one at good. We'll start this one at good, and we may adjust it going forward, but I think that's a good place for this one. The next one we have is Alaska. This one seems pretty simple. We've got some nice red text on top. We got a bear in the front center, which again, I don't know a ton about Alaska, but I feel like a bear is very fitting. Got our type up top. I think this is nice. Got a nice slab serif. Simple, good composition. I actually like the colors the more I stare at it. So I think this one, I think we're going to give this one a good. I think this one's good. All right, next we have Arizona. And I actually know about Arizona because I've seen it before and I think it's one of my favorite, honestly. Maybe I'm biased because I like cactuses and I like the West. The composition's really nice. We've got our text up top, we got our letters, and then we have a nice composition of just the desert. The cactus is really great. I love the purple and the teal. I think those colors go nice together. I think they complement each other really nice. What I like about Arizona is they could have gone really like realistic with the desert, with the oranges and everything, but they decided to have some fun with it, throw in the purple, get a little funky. So for that, I'm going to throw this one in the superior. I think it's one of my favorite, honestly, and that's where we're going to put that one. All right, now we got Arkansas. This one is interesting. You know, actually, before I zoomed in on this bigger image, I didn't see that there's this nice little type treatment right here, and I do actually like that. I like the way that the stem of the R is going into the K. I think that's a nice treatment. Other than that, I'm not in love with this one. We've got like a diamond right here, which is cool, I guess, but this little gradient is, I don't know, it's lackluster. There's just not a lot going on with it. So it's not terrible, but it's not my favorite for sure. I'd probably put this one in could be better. Don't hate me. That's just where I think it goes. It is what it is. I feel like I can already see the comments now, people being like super up in arms because, you know, this is like their home state or something they grew up with their whole life. But I mean, we're going off of it just from a design perspective, and it's my channel, so. We're out of the A's now, onto the C's, and we're in California. And this one, I'm going to be so biased. I know you guys are going to be so mad, but I think there's just something so classic about this. If you just think about all of the movies and things we've seen this in, it holds its own weight. Something about the script font of California, the red and blue, super patriotic. I don't know. I'm a sucker for it. From a design perspective, super simple, but sometimes simple works, right? You guys are going to hate me for this. I'm going to put this one in the good category. I think it's good. Just because we're talking about it too, I've got the older one pulled up, and this is from Back to the Future. At a time, I mean, it's just so classic. Again, we've seen it in so many films. It just is what it is. I think it's a great one. There's something about it that just holds weight, so I think it's good. All right, now we got Colorado. I like the two-tone. We got green and white. I guess there's a little bit of gray in there. Maybe it's just the metal underneath. I don't know. I like the simplicity of it, but other than that, there's not a lot going on. I will say I like the rounded font. I think that's unique and different from a lot of the other ones we've seen. So I think that gives it some credit. But other than that, it's not anything that I would write home about. So I'm going to put this one in the okay category. Next is Connecticut. And Connecticut's super simple. We've got this blue to white gradient. Pretty cool. We've got the state of Connecticut on the top left, which is nice. Constitution state right here. Other than that, super simple. Not that simple is bad, but again, it's fine. It's not anything that like blows my mind. So because of that, I'm probably going to put it right in the middle. We'll throw this at okay with Colorado. Delaware is next. So Delaware, we've got this nice border around. I don't think we've seen the border on any of our other ones yet so far. I do like that. I think it's nice. And then we've got this navy inside. We've got gold for the numbers and the letters. Pretty simple. Nothing too crazy again. I like that they have the little saying up top, the first state. But other than that, I think this one one belongs in a spot with Colorado and Connecticut. So I'm going to put this one on okay. All right, Washington, D.C. I couldn't find a good picture of this one for whatever reason, so this looks like some type of illustration. Should get the point across. We've got Washington, D.C. up top. We've got in taxation without representation at the bottom. Very patriotic, a lot of red, white, and blue. This honestly feels like a campaign poster, which I guess is fitting because this is Washington, D.C. Yeah, I like the use of white space. It's very clean. I think there probably could be more they could do with it, but a simple route is not necessarily bad, especially when we're talking about something as utilitarian as license plates. I think this one's pretty good, actually. When I first saw it, I didn't like it, but the more I'm looking at it, the more I like it. So I think I'm going to put this one at good. You guys are going to be mad at me. I think I'm going to move Alaska down to okay. Sorry. It is what it is. On to the next. Next, we have Florida. I've actually seen a lot of Florida for whatever reason. I'm in Tennessee. We see a lot of Florida. We also vacation in Florida, so I've seen Florida a good bit. Florida's nice. We've got our nice little oranges right here. That's a big part of Florida. Get a lot of sunshine down there, so you've got Sunshine State. You know, I feel like Florida is super beachy. Not necessarily every part. There's definitely inland, but there is a lot of coast, right? So I feel like maybe they could have leaned more into the beachy vibes. I'm biased. I love the beach, but this feels a little bit more agriculture-y with the white background and the green text. I don't love the actual state back here. It's kind of like a watermark. It's a little bit transparent. It's okay. It's not my favorite though. And for that, we're going to put that in okay. Let's move on to Georgia. I feel like I'm going to ruffle some feathers with this one, but I just don't really care for this one. It's not my type of illustration style. I feel like there's a lot going on. The outline of this text right here, I feel like that's like a graphic design no-no. Most of the time, I just don't like text being outlined by any type of stroke, and we have it real big right here. A lot going on, so we've got this like script, and then we've got this serif font, and then we've got this like sans serif numbers. Just not a lot of cohesion in my opinion. We've got our peaches here. Those are fine, but again, they look like watercolored. And then we've got this tree here in the field. It's just too much in my opinion. So for that, I'm going to put it pretty low, and I feel like it's going to upset some people, but this is going to be our first meh. Next, we have Hawaii. This one's actually really unique, and I like unique. I appreciate that. For whatever reason, I can't look at this and not think of McLovin. Just the Hawaii license plate and the Hawaii license, driver's license, obviously they match with the rainbow. So whenever I see their license plate, that's all I think of. It's good. I think we've got a very basic design. We've got Hawaii, Aloha State. It's black and the background's white, and then we just threw a rainbow in the back. It's unique, that's for sure, and it probably is good representation of Hawaii, but again, such a beautiful place. I feel like they could represent it better with maybe some more plant life, some water. I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of different ways they could go with it. So for that, could be better. I don't hate it, but it just leaves more to be desired. Moving on to Idaho. So we've got scenic Idaho, famous potatoes, and then we've got a mountain range, some trees, and then it is red, white, and blue. I just kind of noticed that. So pretty patriotic. The mix of fonts is interesting to me. So we've got scenic and then Idaho. Personally, I would just like it to be scenic Idaho in the same font. I feel like this is an afterthought. And then we have famous potatoes, which is fine, but none of this says potatoes to me. So maybe we could incorporate the potato more. I don't know how we would do that. Maybe that would be too cringy, but I'd like to see it maybe utilized more. Then we've got the mountain range. I feel like this one's kind of generic. I feel like you could take most of the west, the northwest, and just slap your name on it and it would fit with this one. So nothing super unique. Again, I don't hate it, but I just think it's fine. It could be better. So that's exactly where we're going to put it. We're going to put it in could be better. All right, Illinois. So this one actually, when I was in the smaller view, my little thumbnails right here, I didn't realize, but we have good old Abe Lincoln right here, and the left just kind of creeping. So that actually adds a lot of coolness to this, in my opinion. So we've got Illinois. Looks like the type is actually squished a little bit. I don't know, what this is, but looks like they took it and just kind of squished it down. See, it's different with Land of Lincoln too. That doesn't look squished. Maybe it's just this image. I don't know, but to me, it looks a little squished. We got some buildings, skyline in the background, nice little fade. I think this red would be a little cooler if it was a little brighter. I think it could pop more, but I actually like this one. The more I look at it, the more I do like it. So I think we're going to put this one in the okay category. Indiana. So this one looks like, I don't know the story behind this one, but it looks like it could have been like a contest or something. This was a super popular style, maybe like the mid 2000s when everything was doing vector illustrations with like no strokes and gradients, and that's exactly what it reminds me of. Someone just was in Adobe Illustrator creating these little graphics. It is really clean. It looks like printed, so it looks super new, I guess you could say. It doesn't have any of that like history that some of the other plates have. I think I'm kind of missing some of that. I see we have a little recycle logo in the bottom left, some clouds up here, Indiana, and then I guess this is a bridge. I guess that's a big Indiana thing. I don't know, but yeah, it's fine. It's definitely not my favorite. It's definitely not my worst. It's somewhere right in the middle. I think we're gonna put this one on okay. Next we have Iowa. So we've got this nice blue bar up top where it's showcasing the skyline. We've got some barns, windmills, and then below it we have some grass, which, you know, that says Iowa to me. Nice black text. You got your county name. So this one's pretty basic, but it's good actually, and the colors are actually fun. I like this use of green. And then we've got more green around the border with a different shade of blue. I can't say that I've seen a lot of Iowa tags, actually. So I do like this one. I think I'm going to put this one right in the okay category, just along with some of the others. Next looks like we have Kansas. So we have Kansas, and we've got, looks like the state seal, I'm assuming. Nice little type up top. We've got our numbers up front. Really simple composition. I kind of like the bleeding of the seal right here. I think that's a nice touch. I don't know if it would be super recognizable from a distance though. These are usually observed from a distance, so that's something to keep in mind. You know, nothing crazy, but it is fun. It's good, and I think it's deserves a spot right in the okay category. We're starting to get really full in the okay category, but I feel like I don't hate a lot of these, but they're, you know, they don't deserve to go in the good or superior. So okay is probably just going to be a really full category. Good old Kentucky next. I'm familiar with Kentucky. Like I said, I'm in Tennessee, so Kentucky is our neighbor to the north. Been there a bunch of times. I've seen a lot of the tags, obviously being so close. So I know Kentucky. I've actually really never observed the plate this much though. And shockingly, the more I look at it, the more I like it. I really like this logo right here. They've got the Kentucky Derby. So we've got a horse right here. We got a nice little tag, Bluegrass State. This lockup is just nice. It's obviously custom. I haven't seen anything like that. It's a nice lockup. Unbridled Spirit. We've got the state right here. This is the shape of Kentucky. We've got a nice blue to white gradient up here. We've got these navy numbers right here. A spot for your county. I can't believe I'm saying this, but this is going to be up there. I'm not the biggest Kentucky fan when it comes to states. I've driven through it, and there was not much to remember about it, but the plate is good. I actually really like the plate, so we're going to put this one in good. That one shocks me. It really does, but I think it's a good plate. Louisiana. So this one, I remember they had one that it kind of resembled California. It says Louisiana up top, but I think they had one that was really similar to the California one where it was white and then just had the red script up top. I always like a nice little handwritten scripty font. I think that's fun. Sportsman's Paradise, I guess so. I guess I'm not a sportsman, but you say it, I believe it. We've got this bird right here. I don't know what kind of bird it is, some kind of crane or something. You know, this might be a crazy take, but I think I would like this plate a lot better without the bird in it. I think the bird kind of detracts from it. Feels like an afterthought. And then it's kind of transparent, so it's like faded to the background. I think it'd just be a lot more classy without it. Anyways, we got the Sportsman Paradise to the bottom left. I don't like the off-centeredness of that either. I kind of wish this was maybe tucked under Louisiana, maybe it was centered right here. It's fine. I don't hate this one for sure. I think it's fine, but that's kind of where I would put it. So I guess that goes in could be better. Maine is next, and we've got this cool little illustration to the left. This reminds me of like travel guides, I guess, or if you were in a national park. So I think that's a cool little illustration. We've got some trees at the bottom. We've got Maine up top, really strong slab serif right here. And then we've got some vacation land. So I didn't know Maine was named that. I guess that's a good place to vacation. Maybe I should do that. I've never been to Maine, so I should check that out. Overall, the more I look at this, the more I like it. Me comparing it to like a travel guide in a national park, I think kind of elevated it for me. I feel like it's got that American spirit, that, again, vacation-y feel, which is fitting because they're saying vacation land. So I think this one's actually pretty strong. I'm going to put this one in the good category. Next on the list is Maryland. Got the flag in the background kind of faded into white. I don't know. I don't love this one mainly because, and there's nothing to their fault, I just don't like the flag, honestly. I think these colors clash. I think that's probably why they picked them, but the red, the black, and the yellow, they really just kind of clash. The Maryland font is fine, the script. I think that's good. I don't have a problem with that. But other than that, it's not my favorite. And then again, really, they just took the flag and then faded it up. So This one's, it's okay, but I'm definitely going to put it in could be better. All right, good old Massachusetts is next. So we've got Massachusetts up top. We've got the Spirit of America. And I really like zooming into these. When I look at them in the tiny thumbnail view, I like this one. I was like, seriously, you guys didn't even try. The more I look at it, I really like this typeface. I think it's nice. It's kind of round and bubbly, but also it's got some serif to it. Again, I'm not going to give it a ton of points because of that, but I do like the composition. I think it's the right tone of blue. I think it's the right red against the white background. It's very simple, but to me, it just feels like classic America. A little bit of a scriptier font down here. Maybe it's the same. I don't know. It's just smaller, but the composition's good. The colors are good. It's the right balance. So for that, I would put this one in the okay category. I can't give them too much because there's some up here that are a lot more thoughtful, but this one I do like strictly for the fact that I just think it's a good design. It's simple. That's why I can't give it any more. But when it comes to design principles, I think it does a good job. Next on the list is Michigan. So we've got Pure Michigan up top and Michigan.org down here. I don't really know what the Pure Michigan thing is about, to be honest with you. I guess it's like they're saying, maybe it's like a tourism thing, which would make sense because they've got Michigan.org right here. Other than that, though, it's a very basic plate. Which isn't a terrible thing. We've got this nice little swoosh down here, I guess. Got our numbers right here and just our little lockup. I don't like this M either. Maybe I'm a hater. I don't know. It's not terrible. It's just not my favorite. It's a little thin right here on the legs. Other than that, it's fine. I think I would put this one in the okay category. I do like the fact that they have, I don't know why, I think it's fun to have the URL right here. I think that's cool. But other than that, it's fine. That's where I would put it. Maybe I should change okay to fine. I think that's what I keep saying is fine. So we'll put that as fine. Minnesota. All right, exploreminnesota.com. So this is kind of like the Michigan one we were talking about. They've got their URL up here. I like that. I don't know why. I think it's just good marketing. I don't know. It gives them some points. 10,000 lakes. That's a lot of lakes. I don't know if I knew that. I mean, that's a lot of lakes. So we've got Minnesota up here. I like the way they did the URL too. So it's got the state. So like if you're driving from a distance back, it really just looks like Minnesota. But if you're a little closer, you can see we've got the .com and the Explore. It might be a little bit too much up top competing for my visual attention. That's okay, I guess. And then we fade. I guess that's a lake. That's okay. I like that. There's people in a canoe right here. We've got some trees. We've got some gradient. It's good. It's good. It's the green and the blue. I've seen this in a lot. It's like there's really soft colors. I think that's what I'm not feeling is like a lot of these have really soft colors and it's not what I like. So for that, I'm going to put this one in the fine category with a lot of the other states. Mississippi, Mississippi. That's the only reason I know how to spell it. Thank you, fourth grade teacher. All right, Mississippi. We've got some gold against some navy right here. You know, that S treatment's kind of cool. So, we got the 4 S's. I kind of like how they're weaving in between each other. That's nice. That's actually a really nice touch. Where it loses me, and I feel like you guys, if you know me, you're already going to know this, is going to be the seal right here. It just feels like it's just placed there. It's also off center. Maybe that's just this mock-up because I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't love the gold either. It's giving me late 90s vibes. Other than that, it's fine. I really like this lockup, and that's a shame because I don't like the rest of it. So, I don't know where to put this because it could go between fine and could be better. But because of the lockup, I want to put it in fine. But I don't like the gold, and I really don't like the seal. So I'm going to put it on could be better. If you're kind of starting to see a trend right here that could be better. They've got too much detail. There's just too much going on with them, and I think that's why they're being put there. So that's where it's going to go for now. Missouri. I think this one's going to be well. I think it's going to get a good ranking. I don't know if I've ever really paid attention to this one out in the wild, but zooming in right here, I really like this treatment of these little wave lines. I think that's nice. The balance is good. That's a big thing for me is the balance has to be good, and this balance is good. We've got everything pretty centered. We got Missouri, bicentennial. We went with the sans serif. It's nice and clean. Got the dates down here lined up in the middle. We've got the seal in there, and I've complained about a lot of the other seals, but this seal is smack dab in the center. It's a simpler seal. It's not too crazy, and it's kind of faded back. It's good. The balance is good. The colors is good, and I think because of all that, it deserves to go in the good category. All right, Montana. So I've been to Montana. Montana's beautiful, and I feel like this tag is not very beautiful. It's not ugly. It's just not beautiful. I don't feel like it represents really Montana. I feel like you could do a really good big open field, a lot of nature. Again, like I said, it's beautiful, and this just isn't really speaking for any of that. I do like the little, I think is that a bison? I don't know. Could be a bull. I'm not really sure. But I do like that little touch right there. We've got Montana. Now, we've got this state outline here. Maybe that's what's throwing it off. They're like, we really got to get this state shape in here, which gives you a lot of dead space in the bottom left and a little bit here in the bottom right. So maybe that's why I'm feeling a little bit disassociated with it. It's throwing off the balance. Everything kind of stuffed in right here. Got the name. Yeah, so I think that's the problem I'm having with it. It's the composition. Again, you've seen I've given some good scores to some of those basic ones. So it's not the fact that it's basic. It's just the fact that the composition is kind of lacking for me. Now, again, I think they could lean in more to some of the beauty of Montana. So because of that, I'm going to put it in could be better. All right, I've got a little bit of a issue here. It's not an issue, but on my list, we have the old Nebraska tag, I guess. And it looks like they've gone through some design changes, which is great. I don't know if it's for sure, but we're going to run with it. From what I'm saying, this is what's current. And if that's the case, this is a strong design. This is definitely going to be up there. We've got this nice little, what is that, Zeus in the background maybe? I don't know, some type of Greek mythology illustration. Composition on this is really great. So we've got Nebraska up center. I really like this typeface. It's strong, it's pointy, it's nice. We've got this nice little frame here, framing everything in. We've got our numbers up front, the date in the bottom left. It's strong. It's strong. They didn't go too crazy. There's a lot of character in it, but it's not too crazy. It's symmetrical. It looks good. If this is their current tag, Nebraska is definitely going to go to Superior. Arizona and Nebraska. Sweet. All right, Nevada is next on the list. What I really like about this one is the type up top. So we've got this like Western type. It's fun. I think it's fun. I like when we add a little bit of character in here. And then we've got this mountain range, which is cool, but it's like that polygon style. Again, that's like that mid to late 2000s thing that we were doing. Not a lot of people are doing it anymore. Doesn't make it bad. Just means it was kind of trendy. I don't necessarily love trends when we do something evergreen, kind of like license plates. For that, I think that kind of knocks it down a little bit. Home means Nevada. It's fine. Nice little catchphrase. Overall, competition's good. Again, I think if this would have just been like a nice, clean style mountain illustration, I think that might have increased this a little bit. So we're going to put this one in the fine category. All right, New Hampshire. This one is spicy. Live free or die. D-I-E. I mean, that's pretty, to put it on every vehicle in the state, that's crazy. Of it, I really like the lockup, the New Hampshire. That's sweet. Love the new script right there. Hampshires, it's super dope. The S is really nice. I like that. I don't like the green. That's a me thing probably. So I can't knock it too many points on that. It's okay. It's not about me. It's about, is this good design wise? I think it is. You know, I think I might like to have New Hampshire up here and then have our little saying down here. I think that might be better because this should take the larger hierarchy, right? We want that to be up top and then you read top to bottom. So I would put that up there. That's just me personally. I think it's good. So I think we'll put this in the fine category. Yeah, I think it's fine. All right, New Jersey. This one's super simple. I keep saying Garden State and I keep thinking it's Golden State, which it's not. That's California. This is the Garden State, which, again, I didn't know. We've got our state silhouette right here in the middle. I like the composition. I think it's nice. We've got our name, like I was saying in the last one. I like when the name is up top, and then we've got our numbers, and then we've got our little saying. I think that's just better composition-wise. Other than that, though, it's boring. It's just boring. We've got the yellow. We got the yellow gradient going into the white. Other than that, it's just boring. So I think because of that, I'm going to put this in the could be better category. New Mexico. Okay, I was excited about this one. Every time I see this one out in the wild, I get excited about it. This is, I mean, without spoiling too much, this one's probably one of my favorite plates out of all 50. The composition is awesome. The colors are so good. This little logo in the middle, I don't know what it is. Excuse my arrogance. You guys probably know better than me, but it says New Mexico to me. The colors are so playful. They had fun with it while also still being legible. It just checks all the boxes for me. So because of that, I'm going to put this one up in the superior list, no questions about it. It's definitely one of my favorite tags. All right, New York. For a lot of the reasons that I said about California's tag, I feel like I could say about New York's tag. A lot of cinema, a lot of just media we've consumed over the years has had this tag in it. It's very well known. Other than that, I don't like the colors. Honestly, they clash, which again, it helps legibility. But personally, it's not my favorite. Putting personal preferences to the side, I like the composition. I think New York's good. It looks good up there, our type. We've got Empire State at the bottom. I think there would be a lot of opportunity to add some more character in here. I mean, New York City, there's just so much character there. So I feel like we could represent that a little bit more in the license plate. If I had to rank this one, I feel like I would put this one, I want to put it in the fine category. I really do. But I know you guys are going to roast me because I put California in the good category. That's what I'm concerned about. But I'm doing it. I'm putting it in the fine category. I just am. I feel like side by side, the California one looks better. And if we use all the reasoning, yada, 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 I think it belongs in the fine category. All right, North Carolina. We've got First in Flight, which is the Wright brothers. And we've got our numbers right here. We've got a white background. We've got our state right here. What we've talked about this before. I like to have the state name up top, and then I like to have the quote or saying or whatever below it. I feel like just for hierarchy purposes, I would want to see the state before I see First in Flight. That's just me. What I don't like about this tag is the overlay right here. This reminds me of an 80s 3D movie, with the little glasses. We have the same thing right here. Also, too, this plane is not very simple. There's a lot of lines. So, like, from a distance back, it's probably hard to see what the heck that is. So we probably could simplify that a little bit more. Yeah, the more I look at it, there is just a couple things like that, design-wise, they're not good things to be doing. So I think we're going to put this one in the meh category, which that feels bad, but it is what it is. North Dakota. This one's fun. I like the character in this one for sure. We've got our buffalo in the bottom right. North Dakota. We've talked about this. I don't like when we put a stroke on text. I just don't think it looks great. That's a me thing. Legendary. I like the spacing, the tracking in between legendary. I think that's nice. Peace Garden State. Don't know what that means, but we've got it down there. It is a little bit close to the edge right here. It's also where your bolt's going to go. So design-wise, I think that's a oversight. It's got a lot of detail, and I've been complaining that some of these don't have a lot of character. This one definitely has character, but it does look kind of like a photo to me. I think maybe it's got too much detail. It's fine. It could be better, but because of that, I think it's going to go in the fine category. Actually, I lied. I'm going to put it in the could be better category. All right, Ohio. All the memes aside, I know we've got a lot of Ohio memes lately. We're just going to look at the plate, okay? This is a good plate. I really like this. I like the red, white, and blue. Patriotic. I like the collage in the background. We've got all the different things. Birthplace of aviation, the Buckeyes. Oh, we've got discoverohio.com. I will say that's actually a point off of it. That is hard to see because it blends in with all these other things. So I would have maybe brought that forward a little bit with a brighter color or something. But I do like that they have it. I like our little lockup right here. Super clean. We incorporated the state shape, but they did it in a good way. They did it in the logo, that negative space. Super simple with the numbers up front. I like the frame. I like the little shape right here. I like a lot about this. Ohio is actually going to get a good rating. We're going to put this in good. Good job, Ohio. All right, next we have Oklahoma. Looks like we got the Twitter logo in the background. Okay, just making joke. We've got some kind of white bird back here. Travelok.com. I don't know why that needs to have some kind of layer effect on top of it. It could literally just have been red. I don't feel like it needs to be blending in with the background here. It's just distracting, kind of gives it away a little bit. Some of this background's fine, and the composition of the bird is fine. I feel like, I don't know, I just don't like, I feel like the bird's just there. It's just kind of like, boom, there it is. I would have liked to see it better. I don't hate this one. I just don't love it. There's a couple of small things I would tweak to it. So because of that, I'm gonna put this one, could be better. Oregon. This one feels comforting to me. I feel like I'm in a cabin, just by the fire looking off into a valley of trees. It just gives me that nostalgic feel. I really like the type for Oregon. I like the colors. I said I didn't like those pastel colors, but I feel like they did a good job with these. They all feel really cohesive. The one thing I don't like about this is the tree. I feel like we could have done a better tree. I think it's like a pine or something. I don't know. I feel like it could be better. Maybe it would have been better if it was a different color. It's just really hey, I'm a tree. I'm right in the middle of your license plate. Other than that, I think this one is nice. I think it does a lot well. And because of that, I'm going to put this one in the fine category. All right, Pennsylvania. I've got some family in Pennsylvania, so I feel like I'm familiar with this tag. I feel like it's been this tag for a long time, which is good. I think some recognition is good. So we've got the name up top, Pennsylvania, 3 stripes, blue, white, yellow. I like when we put the website at the bottom. I think that's good for tourism and whatever. I think it's fun. I don't know if it's like classy or not, but marketing, right? Yeah, it's fine. I don't have a lot to say about this one. I don't hate anything of it. I think it serves its purpose, but it's not something I would rate high because it's fine. So I would put this next to all these other ones in the fine category. All right, seeing all these together, I feel like I should have put Oregon in the good category. I said a lot of good things about it, and I'm looking next to my fine plates. I think Oregon deserves to go in the good category, so I moved that one. Next on the list is Rhode Island. So we've got Rhode Island up top, and we've got Ocean State right here. Didn't know that. Didn't know it was called that, but now I do. We've got this anchor in the top left. I like a good little graphical element. I don't like this wave little thing. I don't mind the wave. I just don't like this one. I think a subtler, maybe little wave would have been a nice touch. I just don't love that one. I do like the anchor. I love the colors. I think the colors work really well. I think it's very legible. I think it's balanced, but I don't love the wave accents. So I'm going to put this one in the fine category. All right, South Carolina, While I Breathe, I hope. That just sounds extra. I'm sorry. If it means a lot to you, I'm sorry. But to me, it just sounds like that's a lot. What are we talking about here? Why does that need to be on my license plate? Again, we've talked about this too. I like when the state name is at the top and then we could put this at the bottom. I like the little gradient, the halftone gradient. I think that's a nice touch. Got the, this is part of the flag, I believe. We got the palm and the moon. I think that's nice. I actually do like this. The more I look at it, the more I like it. It's really good balance. It's not going too crazy. I think I don't like this quote. I think I don't like, this reminds me of the bathroom wall that says live, laugh, love. That's exactly what this is giving me. And that takes it down. I think without that, it's going in the good category. Because of that, it's going in the fine category. South Dakota. So this one's got a lot of character. I've been saying some of these don't have character. This one has a lot of character. We've got Mount Rushmore here, and it says great faces, great places. I don't mind that quote. I think it's fun. It's simple. I like the periods. Nice and balanced. That's good. I like the South Dakota lockup. I think that's a great script. I think it looks good. And I actually don't mind Mount Rushmore in the background. I think that's fun. You guys should know. You should already know what I don't like. Why does this have to be see-through? Why would we want that? Like, this is what we need right here. This is the main point of the license plate, is having your license plate numbers, right? And then to make them transparent into the background just defeats the purpose. It also just visually doesn't look good. So if that was just like straight blue, same as the South Dakota, you see it right here kind of fading into the elements of the background, just not needed. This I think this would have been in the superior category. I really do. If it didn't have that layer effect on top of the numbers and the logo lockup, I just can't stand that. I really can't. Without that, I'm telling you, it's going superior. I'm going to put it in the good. I am going to put it in the good category. I think it's got a lot going for it, but it makes me want to put it in the fine category because of how much I don't like that. It just is what it is. Tennessee. Okay, this one is where I'm from. This is where I'm at right now, Tennessee. We just recently went through a plate update. I know that, like I said, because I live here. So any of the other ones I missed, I don't live there, so I don't know. You guys can let me know in the comments. Tennessee, when I first saw this, I didn't like it. I said, why are we stripping this back? But I definitely like it more than the other one we had. It was like Green Hills, and it was fine. It had a lot of that, like, that opacity, and like it was really soft. I didn't like that one. I like this one because it's patriotic. It's got a good balance. Some things that I do like about it is I like the border. I like the white little outline right here. I like how they use the Tennessee state shape in this. I think that's one thing Tennessee has going for it. It's a very symmetrical shape, so it's easy to put in these designs. The way that there's 3 letters and then 4 numbers makes it hard for balance, but I think they did as good as they could. We've got the state flag seal right here in the middle. We got the URL, tnvacation.com. Volunteer state, I feel like that's not needed up there. I feel like if that was gone, That'd probably be better. It would help the balance a little bit more. But I do like it. I feel like it's patriotic. I feel like it's got decent balance. Yeah, I think it's fine. So I'm going to put this one in the good category. And you can be mad at me, but this is where I live. I think it's nice. I think it's a better update. That's where it's going to go. All right, Texas. Man, I feel like you guys are going to be so mad at me for this one. I think this is a nice plate. It's black and white. I feel like you're like, Caleb, that's not even fair. It's just black and white. They did it, and it looked good. It's very simple. It's easy to read. We've got the name up top, Texas, strong. We got the Texas star. I think instead of the state right here, if we put the star there, that would be a nice touch. Lone Star State, that's fine. That can stay. Yeah, super basic. But again, that one little change, I feel like maybe I would have liked it a little bit better. But I'm going to put this in the good category. I feel like people are going to be mad because you're going to be like, why would you put that in the good category? It's so boring. It's just good. It's good design. Sorry. Here's another one I've been excited to review. Utah. I think they did a lot right here. I love this little logo. I call it a logo. It's the word. It's the name Utah, right? But it's got this little bevel at the bottom. It's definitely custom, slab serif. It looks nice. We've got a good balance with our numbers right here. And we've got a fun, they did such a good job. They gave me so much detail and context while keeping it simple. It's that simple vector illustration style. It's good. It's got so much character, a lot of contrast between the orange and the blue. We've got a little quote right here. Again, I don't love when text is outlined, but the way they did this one is fine. This one's good. It's better than good. It's going to be superior. I really like this one. I think it's nice. All right, Vermont. I don't like this one. I just don't like it. There could be arguments for why you should like it. I just don't like it. Got a random tree here, really green. White text on top, that's fine. The composition's fine. The housing's fine. This font scares me a little bit. We're almost in the papyrus category right here. Could be better. I just don't like it. I feel like I need a better reason for you guys. There's going to be some people who do like it. I just don't. So because of that, it's going in the meh category. Sorry, Vermont. Good old Virginia. Virginia's good. We got our name right here. Nice serif font. We got our numbers up front. We've got Virginia is for lovers, virginia.org. That's nice. I almost might have wanted to see that center, have everything center, so this could have been, but it's fine. I know why they did it there. That's fine. I really like the heart. I like the lockup right here, so lovers, but the V is a heart. That's good use. That's good. Nice. Yeah, it's simple. It's basic, but I think it does a good job. So I'm gonna put this in the fine category. We've got Washington now. This one's interesting because we've got it flush left, which is actually, I don't hate that. I think it's interesting. We've got Evergreen State here. I think I would have liked to see that in the same red. It feels like it's kind of blending into the background. We've got this mountain, which is good. I think it's fine. Yeah, overall, this one's good. I don't have a lot to say about it because it's so simple, but I think it's a good utilization. Because of that, I'm going to put it right next to Virginia for pretty much all of the exact same reasons I gave Virginia the score I gave it. West Virginia. This one is a good job. I like the composition. I think it's nice. This one feels athletic to me, right? It's got like the stripes right here, like on a football helmet. Maybe I'm thinking, yeah, maybe it just gave me West Virginia football vibes. I don't know. Got the state here. We've seen that in a lot of them. I like the word West Virginia. I like how that type looks. Yeah, I'm not going to say a ton about this one. I think it's a good job. But yeah, I'll put it in good. Why not? All right, Wisconsin, America's Dairyland. It's funny to see all of these like sayings and quotes and stuff for these. I don't know a lot of them, so I think that's interesting. This one's unique. I don't feel like I've seen a lot like this one. I like our little italicized font right here, Wisconsin. I don't know what this is supposed to be. I guess this is, maybe it's a boat in the sunset. If so, it's cool. We got our barn here. A really good illustration, honestly. It's simple, which it needs to be. It's very tiny, so they didn't try to pack too much content in there, too much detail, like our birds. America's Dairyland. I think this one's a solid. I think it's fun. I like the different uses of color. Feels simple, feels fun, unique. I think it's good. I'm going to put this in good. All right, Wyoming. This one, they had some fun with this one, and I appreciate that. We can have some fun sometimes, right? So we've got this rope border. I haven't seen anything even remotely close to that in any of the other ones. I've been complaining about the like images in the background, but this one, it's like a painting. It's a really good job. It's not distracting me. I think that's the biggest thing. It's not distracting me. I like that. I feel like I'm looking at a movie poster right now. Like, I can't believe this is on a license plate. I think this could be cleaned up a little bit. The type lockup for Wyoming. Don't know why these need to be connected. Nothing else is really connected. So the W and the Y, that's kind of interesting. Maybe could space that out a little bit. Maybe it doesn't need so much detail. I like our little cowboy right here. I think that's a fun touch. I think this is fun. Maybe I'm just a sucker for good old Americana. Maybe I've been looking at too many license plates, and this one is just a breath of fresh air, but I'm putting this in the superior category. Well, guys, this is the list right here. We've got Arizona, Nebraska, New Mexico, Utah, and Wyoming taking that top spot. I'm sure I ruffled some feathers in this video. I'm sure a lot of you disagree. If that's the case, let me know in the comments. But this was fun. I really enjoyed getting to look through all the different states' designs. I'm sure people put a lot of time into this. I'm glad that I got to observe it. If you guys like this video, you already know what to do. Until the next time, peace.